What does it mean to be
unincorporated?
What do you want your community to look like? If you could draw a picture of your ideal neighborhood or city, what would it look like?
Houses that look exactly the way the people who live in it want them to look like. Like if they just want to cover the house in stickers, they can. Nice neighbors who like if other people are playing outside, they wouldn't mind the noise. People who give gifts to each other, just really close to each other, like one big family. Dogs and elephants everywhere. A roller coaster. A tiny home in our backyard that is a mini version of our house for someone to live in. Clean and no littering. Maybe free meal delivery for everyone.
So, if you wanted a roller coaster on your street, how would you make that happen? Who could you ask? Who could help?
The mayor?
Sure, in some cities, the mayor or a city council are the people who decide what can or can't happen in a community. But did you know that not all communities are technically cities or part of one? Some communities are called unincorporated areas.
What does unincorporated mean?
Well, have you ever made cookies or baked something?
Yes. So unincorporated has something to do with chocolate chips?
Sort of. Sometimes a recipe will tell you to add or incorporate, mix together the ingredients. Then you bake it, and it all together comes out as a whole new thing. The middle part of the word unincorporated, corp, actually means body. To incorporate means to add into or to form a body.
So unincorporated means you don't have a body?
Well, it means that you live in an area that does not have an official elected governing body.
Then how do we have rules? How are decisions even made where we live?
In the United States, an unincorporated area is still part of the county and the state, so it follows the laws of that area. There are still elections for other types of officials at the county and state level, but getting your individual voice heard in your community can look different in an unincorporated area.
What's the point of unincorporated areas? Like, who invented them? Wasn't it all just Mexico before it was California and the Lonely Land before that?
Yes, you're right, and those are some big questions that deserve their own space to be talked about. But for now, let's just focus on what it means.
Okay, so wait, who do I talk to about my roller coaster?
Good question. That depends specifically on where you live. Our state, California, has 480 incorporated cities and towns and 1,043 unincorporated areas. According to the last census or population count, 6.4 million, or 1 out of every 5 Californians, live in unincorporated places.
That's a lot of people.
And a lot of different ways to answer your question. Some unincorporated areas have advisory councils and lots of structure, and in that way you might not even be able to tell it's not a city. Other areas have nothing like that at all, so decision-making and power might end up in the hands of business owners, unions, community organizations, anyone with a platform to make their voices heard. In all those examples, none of those people are officially elected, so they might or might not represent your opinions, your concerns, your needs.
So no one's gonna help me build my roller coaster?
You know, that is sometimes how it can feel when you live in an unincorporated area.
It's hard to know who to contact and how it will get done.
And most people who live in these areas are like all of us. We're just getting through our day, taking care of our families. So it may not even seem important. Maybe even after this discussion, you still might not see or care why it matters. But I hope our discussion does make you wonder and encourages you to stay curious about your community.
Yeah, now I am wondering. If we want something done, if we want change, if we want our voices heard, and we live in an unincorporated area, how can we make that happen? And I wonder, there are so many of us living in an unincorporated area. Who are we exactly? And how are we affected by the positive and negative things about unincorporated areas? And anyway, I still want to know how we got here in the first place.